these big companies that are hiring all the, you know, people that don't look like us and stuff, they have a blind spot, a huge blind spot, because they don't have people like us in their company. So that's why you see companies like Fenty Beauty and so on doing so well this year, because they've got people in the HQ and they've got people in the boardroom saying, no, you're missing a key audience, you're missing this, you're missing that, which is what most of these companies haven't had for years.
Hi, welcome to Blacticulate, a podcast series featuring UK young black professionals, where we find out how they do what they do, so you can too. Or not. After all, it is your life. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Blacticulate. If this is the first time you guys are joining us, thank you. I really appreciate it. But we are all about featuring UK young black professionals, where we try to find out how they do what they do, so you can too. So it's Black Excellence, #trust. Patrice, hey, say hi to my people.
Hi. This is great. I love this.
So amazing. Okay, well, obviously you're lit, and that's why you're on Blacticulate, but there might be some people who don't know who you are, what you do.
I reckon there are a lot of people that don't know who I am or what I do.
So tell us, please, and we'll chop it up from there.
Okay, so I own a digital marketing company called Pink Ship Limited.
Pink Ship Limited?
Yes.
That's a limited company.
Yes, a limited company. We do lots of great digital stuff for loads of different brands.
Okay, so what does that even mean, do loads of digital stuff?
Digital stuff.
Yeah.
I say digital stuff because it is very broad. Digital marketing is broad. We do everything from web development and coding all the way to photography and graphic design. We do pay-per-click advertising, but we also do social media management and content creation. So it's very, very broad, and whatever clients need, as long as it's digital, we can do it, and we do it.
Is that something you always wanted to do?
Yes and no. I've always loved media. When I'm watching TV or when I'm on the internet, I never skip ads. I love ads. I never press the red button. I always want to watch the ads. And so I've always liked advertising. The promotional industry has always been very, very interesting to me. But I just didn't know where I fit into that. Digital marketing is quite a new industry. And so growing up, it wasn't really a thing.
Right.
It didn't really exist when I was a child. So I didn't know what I wanted to do in that area. I just knew I wanted to be in that area.
So you liked advertising. That's interesting.
Yeah, the
Not
promotional industry.
Why is that, do you know?
I find it so fascinating to me, the different ways that we can sell something without just saying, here, buy my shoes. You know, there are loads of different ways to kind of wrap it in a narrative, and I just find advertising one of the most creative and interesting ways of doing that.
Did your parents, just out of interest then, since growing up, you're clearly interested in advertising, and when your brother, your sisters, I mean, do you have brothers, sisters?
Yeah, one brother, one sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Both older, younger?
My brother's younger, my sister's older.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when they're obviously watching, I don't know, Coronation Streets, and they were like, all right, let's just switch it over to wherever whilst the advert is on, and you were like, nah. Did they ever see, not just your brother and sister, but maybe your parents say, okay, maybe this is something you should consider professionally?
No, because at the time, I would always say I wanted to be a teacher.
Oh.
So I thought I wanted to be a teacher because I like to teach. And that's, I guess...
From what age? Jeez.
When I was a kid, my mum would ask me what I wanted to be, and I said I wanted to be a very nice teacher. That was my exact words.
Okay.
And that comes into what I do, because in a sense I still have to teach, and I have to train, and I have to nurture talents and gifts in my field, and so I am teaching, although I'm not a teacher. So they always saw that in me. And then also,
and did I push that?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really, but I do come from a musical family. We all sing or play instruments and whatnot, and so I was always a singer. I would always sing. I performed and sang at church a lot, so they kind of saw the musical side of me. But I don't think that they understood that actually I was going to go into marketing. Right. Not until I was probably a teenager.
Did they even know what that was themselves?
Yeah. I mean, marketing's always been around. Digital is new, but marketing itself has always been a thing.
So how did you join those dots to start becoming a digital marketing company, which we find yourself now?
In GCSE, just the way my school system was set up, you could either choose media.
Yeah.
So that's media like film, or you could do performing arts. And because performing arts was always one thing that was always into, I chose drama and performing arts. I chose that because
Right.
that was something I was currently doing. Finished my GCSEs, passed that, with flying colours, obviously, the performing arts. Well, it was my thing, so did well with that. And then I got to pick my A-levels now. And again, for some reason, the system would not allow you to choose both. So I said, okay, I've got to make a decision. Should I stick with the drama or should I try the other thing that I didn't get to try, which was the media? So I said, okay, I'm going to try the media this time.
Really?
Yes, I went and did.
So you don't just stick with what you're phenomenal at?
No, I wanted to try something else. I'm multifaceted, and I believe that, as creatives, we shouldn't bottle one side of ourselves. For what? Try it all, and explore all elements of yourself.
Yeah.
Enjoy all your gifts and talents. So I said, okay, I'm going to try the media now, and I loved it. Stuck to it, and
So from A level, right? Which college?
Westminster Kingsway.
Okay, just shout out. You never know,
Yeah.
someone might be listening.
Shout out West King.
There you go. So from doing media studies at West King, then I guess did you then go to university
Yeah.
to study it because you took to that more than you did performing arts?
Not more,
Okay.
just differently. To me, performing arts is something that I love. If that was ever to not work out, I think that would hurt me more than if marketing didn't work out, kind of
Right,
thing. I didn't want to put pressure on that. I want it to be something I always enjoy and not something that I ever have to do because I need to pay my bills. Do you know what I mean?
No,
So I said, okay, I am happy to make marketing and advertising and stuff my career. And so I went on and did advertising, PR and media at uni, and I did a year of marketing communications in California at Sacramento State University.
So it was like a sandwich year?
It was a study abroad year. So with Middlesex, they actually allowed you to do your second year abroad if you wanted.
Did they provide that for you or did you have to source it yourself?
No, they provided it. So they had the links. They are connected with California State University, Sacramento, and a few other branches as well in the US, not just in California, all over the states. And you just pick one that you want. You apply for it, they accept you on it, and then you've got to pay to go, basically.
Amazing.
So you can either use your student loan or you can top it up with your own fees as well, which you have to do anyway.
Yeah, always. I mean, God, the moment you leave out the house, you sort of what's the Frank Skinner song?
I don't know.
The Streets.
I
Moment you're out the
feel
house,
like I live under a rock. I don't know the song.
You know what? Trying to see whether I can edit that in there. Do you know what I mean? That'd be new for Blacticulate. No, there's no sound effects. Listen, we just ain't got a budget for it.
Right?
Time is money out here. I digress. Okay, so we started to understand really and truly how you're coming into becoming this digital marketer. Because you're doing media studies now. You've even studied it in university as well as doing a year placement in California. So you're starting to get really well rounded and versed. How then does one differentiate themselves from being a professional versus an amateur? What are the markers?
Do you know, I feel like there aren't markers.
They're not.
Maybe the marker is who gets paid for it and who doesn't. Because we all promote and we all advertise. This is a natural human thing. If you're going somewhere and you want your friends to come, you run a campaign.
Yeah.
Come with me. It's going to be lit. We're going to have this. There's going to be there. There's food. That's a camp. You're running a campaign to try and get your friend to come with you to go somewhere. And it's just a natural thing that we all do. We all market. Some people get paid for it.
Yeah.
And some people do it for companies and some people just do it in day to day,
And I guess that's the measurement or marker of any difference between an amateur and a professional.
Definitely.
Is being paid to do what you do.
Yeah. Okay. Especially now that we have apps and websites that allow us to create content easily. You don't have to have studied media to create, a graphic. There's an app out there that you can, sort of whip something together on.
Give us an app. Like?
I don't want to endorse any because my favourite today might not be my favourite tomorrow.
Wow.
And plus they're not paying me.
Wow, Patrice, man.
Or go on my Instagram page.
Yeah.
I do weekly tips on my Instagram page and I shout out loads of different websites and tips and apps and hacks.
Okay, well, drop it. What's the Instagram page whilst we got you?
It's patrice.camille.
Okay.
So Pat Rice is how you spell Patrice. Camille is CAMILLE.
Is that your full name, Patrice
My
Camille?
name is Patrice Camille Stevens.
I was going to say, because I saw the Stevens part and I was like, ooh, where's this coming from?
Yeah, that's my last name. But that's subject to change, as you know. So as I'm a female, subject to change. So I'm not going to promote that too tough because then one day I might have to switch it up.
Yeah, no, I hear that. That's really smart.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the name from? Where are you from?
I'm Jamaican and Guyanese.
Gotcha.
Yeah, well, mostly Jamaican because my granddad's Guyanese, but I only know maybe 5% of that family.
Gotcha. Say no more,
raised by the
more.
Jamaicans.
Let me just drink some tea. Right now. Okay. Sorry, we did digress, but it's a conversation and I love this. So we've now got into the form of studying media, but you're saying it's not necessary per se, because all forms of marketing is really and truly getting someone or convincing someone to buy into your brand, your service or product. However you do it is good.
It depends on which area of marketing you decide to work in. That will determine whether or not you need to study. Personally, my degree, although I enjoyed it and it taught me a lot, and actually the networking at university was fantastic, the degree itself didn't teach me half of what I know. Most of the stuff I know about marketing is books and, you know, online courses, all
Such
that kind
as?
of thing. Lynda.com is my friend.
Okay.
I'm on Lynda.com all the time, learning new softwares and all kind of things. And the books that I've read, I mean, there's no point in me even telling you any books now, because any information in there is dated already.
Are there any maybe blogs or any sites that you check frequently to make you better?
I do like Forbes.
Why?
Because I just like the business aspect of things. I think sometimes marketers get so caught up in the, you know, the technical, the creative side, that we don't actually think about, is our company or is our client making money? Like, are they getting the return on investment on, you know, the stuff that we're doing? So I love reading Forbes and understanding what's going on in the business world and entrepreneurship and stuff. There's a digital marketing company that I love, and they're called Jellyfish. I used to want to work there, actually.
Right.
But their website has a lot of news, and they stay up to date.
Yeah.
They give you the stats and all kind of stuff, and I love that. And I also love Accenture as well for information, and they give you good foresight into, like, you know, the next season or the next quarter, what to expect from marketing, what to look for, that kind of stuff.
Amazing. So guys, as always, I'm going to try and throw those in the resource section of the site, just anything we discuss, so you guys can check it out as well. Okay, so now we're obviously still at uni.
Yeah, we're still there.
When did Pinkship like really come to fruition? Join the dots.
During uni, I knew I wanted to start my company. So
You didn't want to work for anyone?
No. Originally, my thought was, okay, I'm going to go to uni, get a job at a company, work my way up, then leave and start my own business. That was the plan I had in mind. But during uni, I don't know, I was just so ready to just do my own thing. I wasn't ready, but I felt ready.
Right, yeah.
So I went and started my own little thing. And at the time, I didn't know what I wanted to do, really. I was a bit all over the place. I was doing a bit of PR, a bit of this, a bit of that.
For clients?
I was trying, like small businesses, like little friends that had little companies. So I'd go and say, oh, can I help with your social media? Or can I help with your this? Can I help with your that? And do like little campaigns for them. I was kind of sharpening my saw and practicing, really. It was my training field. Learning how to do different things.
And this was for free. So you'll go to your friends.
Pretty much.
Friends,
Pretty much for
family
free.
who have their business. I guess you're using your parents' connections and stuff, possibly.
Not really, just my own, my friends.
I feel like, nope, just mine.
Not mine. Mine.
And then you're like, hey, can I do a PR campaign for you?
Or can I do a marketing campaign for you? Can I do your social media? They'd let me. I was grateful. I tried new things, practiced things. At the time, I guess I wasn't ready. I hadn't trained enough. I hadn't learned enough. So, you know,
what does ready mean? Do you mind me asking?
Ready means I just didn't know how to run a business. I didn't know how to run a company. I couldn't live off that, obviously.
Oh, you mean like billing?
Not even just that. Like billing, processes and systems. Every company needs processes and procedures. I didn't have any of those. I didn't have like any creatives working for me. So at the time, I wasn't a great graphic designer myself. I wasn't a great anything. Right. So when a client would come on board, I didn't have the resources to provide what I really wanted to do for them. And they weren't paying me, so I didn't have a budget to get anyone on board. So I hadn't thought it through. I was just zealous.
Right.
So I packed that up and I was like, I'm just going to go get a job. And then I did a few internships, which were good, at a few different PR companies, and realized that I hated PR.
Why is that? Just out of interest, in case anyone's listening, like I
don't want to put anyone off because it might be for other people, but it's just not for me. I didn't like. So basically the procedures are you create maybe a press release, you know, some kind of news story or whatever for your client. You send it to loads of publications. Then you call the publications a couple of days later to follow up, or the next day follow up. Oh, did you see my email? Blah, blah, blah. You try and sell them the story, hope that they cover your thing. And I hated that. The all day just on the phone trying to get people to write about this thing. And Yeah, I wasn't a fan. So I was like, no, I don't enjoy this at all.
No, fair enough. So you were talking about your gap year.
Yeah, so I was doing all that kind of stuff. When I left uni now, I tried to get a job and it wasn't working out. Like, I guess I just didn't try hard enough.
Right, okay.
And I realized to get a job in a big company, because I knew I was good at what I did. I knew I had talent, if you get what I mean. Yeah. I wasn't totally well-rounded, but I had talent. But I knew that to get a job at a big company, I'd have to work really hard. Yeah. Like really hard to get my foot in the door.
Being a woman of colour or?
Being a woman of colour. Yeah. All of those elements together. And I decided if I'm going to work really hard, I'm going to do it for me, if that makes sense. So I said, I'm going to start my own company. Either way, I'm going to have to hustle the hell out of it. So I'm going to just do it for my own thing. Yeah. So that's when I started my company.
Okay. And you called it Pink Ship?
Yes.
Why Pink Ship?
Because ships have direction and they have purpose. And I was at a place where I was like, I'm taking control of my life. Like, I am going to be the captain of my ship. Like, this right here, this life of mine, it's mine. Okay. I'm going to write my own destiny and I'm going to just take charge. I'm not sitting here waiting for someone to hand me an opportunity. I'm going to create it and I'm going to steer. I'm going to steer my life in the direction that I want it to go. And so from now on, I'm a captain.
I hear that. And you've got this expression that you love. I think you've got it on your website. What does it go like?
The saying is, if the aim of the captain was to preserve her ship, she would keep it in port forever. This real saying is he, but I changed it to she.
No, of course, no doubt, man, no doubt. I can't knock that at all.
Yeah.
And why pink?
Because it's different. How many pink ships are you going to see on the ocean? Not many.
Oh, so you saw it like visually rather than
it was a visual thing.
Connotation and the gender.
Yeah, none of that.
Politics of the colour.
No, because our team are mixture. We're male and female. We work for male and female brands. It's not a feminine thing. It's not a girl's thing. It's just the fact that it's different, and it's just not like all the others. It could have been blue. It could have been green. It could have been orange.
But looking at your site, though, you do seem to favour that colour. So it's not like a favourite colour?
No.
But you just figured...
My favourite colour is pink, but not that shade.
Okay, so... And your first steps now, let's look at building this company. Now that you're like, okay, if I'm going to hustle hard, rather than doing it for the man and, not necessarily getting where I want to, why not invest all my time, effort, resources in myself? So Pink Ship, it's different. It's me. Let's go for this. So what were the first steps? And do you remember your first client?
Yes.
Okay, tell me the first steps and then tell me how then you got your client.
So I think I failed to mention this. During the time when I was job hunting and then I decided I was going to start my own thing, I was freelancing. And I had 2 clients. One was my mum's company, the nail bar beauty salon. And the other one was a marketing company. I was a freelancer there because they just needed me for digital stuff. I was like the digital maven at the company. I was the one who kind of helped with their social media. I was just giving all my digital genius. I guess. I was working real hard and I realized that actually I was the only one on the team with this knowledge.
Right.
And I was valuable. And I was like, I'm important. I'm going to do this for myself kind of thing. So those were the 2 clients I had at the time. They were basically keeping my lights on and putting food on my table. And when I started my company, it was so smooth because all I had to do was just turn it from invoicing them as a freelancer to invoicing them now as a company, limited company. So that's how I started. Those were my first ever clients, were clients I already had. I think my first order of business was to hire.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, how come?
Because I needed a machine. That's what would take this thing to the next level. In order for me to manage more than 2 clients at a time, I needed manpower. And also, I wanted specialists. Like I'm a great digital strategist. Right. I needed someone who could design graphics. I needed someone who could film, all of these things. So that when I took on a client, I was doing the whole thing from start to finish. Right. And it was all a Pink Ship creation.
So on the payroll?
Yes.
Or freelance?
Yeah.
You must have been banking though.
No,
to be able to hire one person.
Banking, no way. What? I'll tell you what I was paying them. She won't mind me telling you. She still works for the company. At the time, the company was making maybe between the 2 clients, maybe £1,000 a month. That's it.
Right.
Out of that, obviously you have to pay your bills. And the intern, she was making only £150 a month.
Wow.
For 2 days a week.
Bless her.
And that was an intern. She was an intern. And so she was making essentially peanuts, I think, at the time. We all were, really.
Yeah.
She saw the vision. We all just was there for the vision, really.
How'd you find her?
She went to Middlesex University
okay.
as well. I was 2 years older than her, and there was a module that we did where the third years had to work with the first years. So I was a third year, she was one of the first years on my group. And I just noticed some amazing talent and just humility and just loyalty within her. And I was just like, I really want her on my team. I reached out and I was hoping she'd say yes, and she was so down. I was like, yay. So that was my first person, and for the first year, she was the only person.
Right, gotcha. And then, so she was focusing on the execution whilst you're looking at building. So
she did the creative side.
So you were more business management, new business, systemizing, having processes.
Yeah, setting all that up, trying to get new clientele in and all that kind of thing, while she was the one doing the graphic designing and editing video and stuff for clients, so that I actually had something to post and put out there. So the first year, the content that we were creating and the stuff we were creating wasn't that amazing. It was okay, I think.
Right.
But it was we were starting out.
No, I'm with you. And I think the fact that, you're 2 years old? Is that correct?
Yeah.
October 2015.
Yeah, 2 years.
So 2 years and a month old. I mean, you're still very much in your infancy. You're still a very much startup.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you say that you now are in a better... Well, I hope you're in a better place, right?
Yeah,
you were 2 years ago. I don't know, that'd be awkward. But can you explain why that is? What was it within these 2 years that you've learned to make you become better? You said hiring, number one, which is great.
This second year has been such rapid growth.
How comes?
I think I've been more entrepreneurial this year. The first year I was more just trying to put things in place, if you get what I mean, trying to get the ducks in a row, trying to make sure we had procedures and processes, and try and make sure that everything was all organized. So when I do start pitching to clients, we have everything from start to finish. It's all set up and organized, and there's no fumbling around trying to figure out what do we do next and who does what and all of that kind of thing. So that was my first year of just trying to make sure that was all set. Second year, I was out there networking, meeting people, teaming up with people, pitching ideas, and that was what allowed us to grow so fast, because every client that joins us puts more money in our pocket, which means that we can increase our resources. I can either hire someone new or get some new equipment. So these last 12 months have been each month more growth.
Right. And so it was the networking aspect that grew the business because you're getting clients from that, or was it word of mouth due to existing clients?
Both. So existing clients, networking, and self-promotion. So I've done a lot of self-promotion on my own platform, a lot of advertising of our company on my page. And we made sure our website launched this year. So finally have our site up now where we can actually show some of our work to clients who are interested in our services, and we're working on that.
Guys, whilst we have your attention, do check it out. It's www.pinkship.com.
Mypinkship.com.
Apologies.
Yeah.
And it's all one word.
Yeah,
There's no underscores or anything like that. So mypinkship.com. So do check it out and see how phenomenal Patrice Camille is. Forget Stevens for now.
Right. Subject to change.
Okay. I almost, before going into the rapid fire questions, is there anything that you think from my audience perspective that is worthwhile knowing? We've spoken about some resources. You've given some advice, which is to do with networking, looking at scaling your business by actually hiring and, getting better equipment and getting experts.
Yeah.
You mentioned about really and truly investing in yourself, right?
Yeah.
And you said it was difficult to get into those industries because it's just hard, full stop.
It's hard, full stop. And then to add to that, I'm young. And then to add to that, I'm black. And then to add to that, I'm female. When you go into these big marketing or digital marketing companies, you won't find many people that look like me working there. I mean, I've done digital marketing courses with girls who are much younger than me, and they're white, and, they've left the course and gone into work for HQs of huge companies that I know that I wouldn't get the opportunity to work at, and they're less experienced than me and less qualified, than me as well. I see that, so that's very unbalanced, and I knew that I would have to work twice 3 times as hard to get half.
Yeah,
those
I've heard,
opportunities.
we've heard that, and guys,
Yeah.
people who are listening to this as well have heard it, because I mean, our parents tell us that, you know, we've got to be twice as good to get even half the opportunities, which is unfortunate. And that's why I guess starting your own, to me, is always one of the best ways of just playing in a space that is yours, really and truly.
I was saying this to my brother the other day. These big companies that are hiring all the, you know, people that don't look like us and stuff, they have a blind spot, a huge blind spot, because they don't have people like us in their company. So that's why you see companies like Fenty Beauty and so on doing so well this year, because they've got people in the HQ and they've got people in the boardroom saying, no, you're missing a key audience, you're missing this, you're missing that. Which is what most of these companies haven't had for years. So finally, I think being young, black, female, it may be a disadvantage in getting my foot in the door, but it gives me an edge over them because I can see an area that they are missing.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you get what I mean? So I can actually target and create campaigns that are going to make a difference, or that are going to make an impact that they wouldn't be able to create because they don't have anyone like me.
Yeah, 100%. They just don't know.
Yeah, they just don't know.
And have you found that your clients tend to be women, young, and of colour?
No.
Okay.
Mixture. I have loads of different types of clients, and none of them, maybe 2 of them are young.
You haven't purposely tried to tap into, I guess, our community more insofar as businesses?
No, because
whatever pays, right?
it's not even whatever pays. It's whatever I'm passionate about, or whatever we as a team feel like we can actually add value to. Because there are some companies out there that, I'm guessing, because we're all experts, we've trained and stuff, we could put together a campaign for you. We wouldn't be able to put that, that magic on it, because we don't really care that much about it.
Yeah.
So we're just like, well, we're going to do something for you, but it won't be great. We'd rather work with people who we're going to go all out for and create something amazing for.
Speaking of which, so throwing out there, since we do have a platform, what sort of clients, what do you care for?
There's a client that we really love, which is a beauty supply store in Toronto. And I love working with them because the creative freedom is amazing. We get to do whatever we want and we get to have fun and we get to travel, and it just gets us all excited about our work, and it just allows us to create fabulous things for them, which not every client gives us that.
So the grooming and the beauty industry is what?
And events.
I'm not trying to pigeonhole.
No. Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? I'm just
and
curious.
events as well.
Okay.
But then again, no, events, sports, we're different. That's the one beautiful thing.
Okay, then who makes the final calls on the clients you take on? I assume you.
Me, yeah. But we've got an eclectic team. And we're not all black and we're not all young. We've got white people on our team. We are all young, but we've got white people on our team. We've got Asian people on our team. We've got dual heritage people on our team. We're all different and we've all got different interests. Not everyone is into beauty. Some people are more into sport. Some people are more into this and more into that. So we always try to pitch to clients that kind of will get everyone excited. And clients that reach out to us are, again, many different kinds. For example, we've got a photographer who loves working with light. That's like his favorite type of photography. And so the other day we put together a concept for a Christmas shoot just for him and pitched it to one of our clients just with him in mind, because we knew that would be something he'd really enjoy and, be a concept that the client would like too. So we do stuff like that.
Okay. So I'm going to give it to you, literally, not Jerry Springer moment, but your Jerry Springer moment. Is there anything that you think we haven't discussed that would be of value, since it's all about paying it forward? Okay,
yeah. So for me, I think the most important thing is planning and patience. They say luck is when opportunity and preparation meet. Mm-hmm. And so, did I say preparation and opportunity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you got it right. You got to say it right.
So you've got to really, really prepare for the opportunities, and when they come, be ready for them. Because that's what I did that whole first year of business, was just preparing for the opportunities. If a company was to come to me tomorrow, would I be ready? Like, would I have the right staff, the right resources? Would I know what I'm doing from start to finish? Are my ducks in a row? Am I ready for it? And that's why the second year, I think, has been so quick, so fast with growth, and so great, because, and it's almost as if when you work with one great company, then other great companies start looking at you like, oh wow, look at the work she did for so and so, or look at the work they did for so and so, and then you're on the radar, and then people start reaching out to you, and they'll get to a point when your emails, you can't even manage them anymore because they're all coming, they're flooding towards you, but you've got to be ready for that first one or that first few, and really maximize on every opportunity that comes to you. If you get the chance to work at an event, or you get the chance to do the marketing for an event, make sure you market yourself at the event. Give everyone flyers that say marketing by so and so or something like that. Make sure you maximize on every little thing that you've done. If you have a chance to work at, you know, an event where someone famous is there, get that person to just film a quick 2-second shout out to you, post that online. Take every opportunity you can to really maximize 100%.
Okay. I think earlier on you said you wanted to be a nice teacher.
Yeah.
Right? And you do teach this internally within your staff, but is that something you're looking to do externally, do workshops and whatnot?
More about paying it forward. Earlier you did ask me whether or not I target specifically clients who are like myself, and I said no. And the reason for that is because I just target brands that I like, whether they are black or white or whatever. And usually companies that are like myself, they don't necessarily have the money. And I'm not all in it for the money. I like to help people, but if it's not financially feasible, like I can't actually afford to do this, provide the service because of staffing and whatever, I can't take on every client. But what I do instead is I do consultations, because those are a lot easier for me to do, because I don't need a whole team. It's just me and you, and whatever you can afford, you know, we can work something out, and I can teach you, I can help you, I can guide you through the process and show you what you should do, give you websites and tips and hacks and tricks that you can do to get your own marketing off the ground. And so that's what I do for clients that can't really afford the service.
And how do they get in touch with you regarding that?
People just email me,
okay.
Message me, see what the availability is, and we can work out a fee and so on and so forth.
And I'm correct in saying maybe in the future you might be having some workshops that'll be accredited?
100%, yeah. I actually do have a masterclass on this way.
Amazing.
And that will be early next year. Dates coming soon. This is the exclusive for Blacticulate. But yeah, so we have got seminars and classes coming up, and they're going to be sponsored by amazing companies.
So watch this space.
Yeah, the resources and the equipment that we'll have to actually practice and play around with on the day of the class will be amazing. And I want to do all of these things so that people who can't necessarily afford the service, because I'll be honest, hiring a digital marketing company is a luxury in this day and age, when you can download apps and things that help you to create, you know, content and stuff for yourself. It's a luxury because you can go online and you can learn little courses and you can try and do a DIY thing, which is what most people do. But to hire a company to do it for you, that's luxurious, man. You gotta have that's serious. So for those people who can't afford the luxury, I'm here for teaching and helping you where you can to do it yourself.
No, amazing. I was just going to ask you, like, the worst piece of advice, because we've been given some good advice.
Yeah.
What's the worst piece of advice you've been given?
Get a real job.
Get a real job.
Yeah.
Who said that?
No one said it maliciously, but in the beginning, when they could see me scrambling around trying to figure things out and not making any money and always being broke and always feeling like, you know, in the beginning it's hard and you get down and you doubt yourself and, you know, it's difficult. And your loved ones don't like to see you that way. They just want you to be all right. So the first thing that they can think of that they find helpful is, why not just apply for this? Or why not apply for a job? Or I saw a job listing online, why not go for this? And it's just a bit like, oh, man, every time you tell me go apply for a job, you're making me feel like I won't be, you're basically saying you don't think I'll achieve.
Right.
You know, so that is it's the worst piece of advice, because they're saying it to help, but it's not helping.
Yeah, no, I get that. So guys, if you do want to become a digital marketer, obviously, especially if you want to have your own company like Patrice, don't listen to the naysayers.
No, don't listen to the naysayers. And they won't come in the form of naysayers.
They come in wrapped in love.
Trying to help. Yeah. And it's just like, please don't try to help, because I didn't ask you.
Unless you've got a client who's got deep pockets. Is there anything else before I get to the quick fire questions?
No, I guess I don't know. It's up to you. You're the host.
Let's go to quick fire questions.
Okay.
So your answers don't necessarily have to be quick. Please try and make them quick.
Okay.
If you could do a TED Talk about anything other than your profession, so digital marketing, what would it be on?
Servanthood. Yeah.
Servanthood.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's about learning how to serve. We all want to lead, and we all want to be the boss and an entrepreneur, but I feel like before you can do that, you need to know how to serve, because being an entrepreneur and being a leader and a boss is all about serving. And you may look like the big boss, you may look like the one on top, but really you are the biggest servant in the company. You're giving your all to people, to clients, to your staff. You're available to everyone all the time. You're there to help, you're there to serve.
Okay.
People, I would do a talk about that.
Interesting. Okay, if you had your last £5,
yes,
what would you spend it on?
I don't know. Probably food. I'm so bad with money. I don't know. I can hear my partner in my head saying ingredients so you can cook a meal, but really it'd probably just be like Nando's. Not even Nando's, because I'm a vegan.
You can't even get Nando's.
I know. I'm vegan as well. What can you even get? I don't know, food probably. Yeah. I'm so bad with money. The way I see £5, I know as an entrepreneur, I should be like, oh yeah, I'd invest it or whatever. But I'm not that kind of guy.
Cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I know. I should say that. But really, I'd just squander it, because in my mind, £5, what can I do? No, so I might as well just spend it.
No, fair enough. So Blacticulate is an amalgamation of 3 words: black, action, articulate. And so it really is all about just words. And what is the worst word or your least favourite English word?
Oh, God, I don't know.
You don't have one?
I don't think I have one. I have words that I love and words that make me laugh.
Right.
But I don't have words that I just can't stand.
But you're like, oh, why'd you say that? Oh.
Maybe I do, but I have to hear it. And then I have to be like, why did you? I have to hear it, and it will grind my gears, and then I'll know.
Okay.
I don't have anything on top of my head.
Send it over towards us.
I do have words that I love that make me laugh.
You want to say one of those, don't you? Go on, give it.
I love the word wiggly. I think that's the. See, it always kind of evokes that kind of reaction. I love that word.
Wiggly. Maybe I should actually change my question to what word do you love? Yeah, wiggly. That's lovely.
It's a great word.
Okay, and the penultimate question before we can find you on the World Wide Web is: if I was to say the word success, who springs to mind and why?
Oprah, because she's
almost like the poster woman for success, isn't she?
Kind of. And also just the fact that where she comes from as well, to be where she is, to be who she is today, coming from where she's come from, it's so inspiring to me, because she's not just a millionaire, she's actually a billionaire. And that's insane. And she's happy, and that to me is successful. Like, money is one thing, but to be happy and content and at peace and empty. She's full, but she's empty. Everything she's learned, everything she's gained, she's given of herself, her time, her money, her wisdom. And that to me is successful. That's who I would have said.
Okay. No, that makes absolute sense. Do you see yourself as a success? Just out of interest?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not rich, but I'm content and I'm happy, because I believe I'm right where I'm supposed to be at this time. And that to me is, I'm happy with that.
Okay. And last but not least, how would you like to be remembered?
I'd like to be remembered as someone who made change in the world in some way, shape or form, gave of herself to improve the lives of others, and a good person with no scandals.
Amazing. Everyone needs some scandals.
I don't want any scandals.
Not today.
Innit?
Okay, brilliant. Well, Patrice, you've been absolutely amazing. And how can we find you on the World Wide Web? And when we do, what would you like us to do? How would you like us to support?
Thank you so much for having me here. You can find me on my Instagram page. I think that's the best place. And then links to everything I do, you can be found on there. And you can just search patrice.camille. So that's patrice.camille. On Instagram. Yeah, just like some of my pictures maybe. Just let me know you heard this podcast, and let me know if it was helpful, if it inspired you in any way. I hope it really did.
No, I believe it will do. I mean, and thank you very much for gracing us with your presence. Hey guys, we really appreciate you listening, and if you have any feedback, please leave it in the comment section below. Also, all the info about the guests, the links and the resources we speak about will be in the description below. And last but not least, please do get in touch if you can teach us how you do what it is you do. Because after all, Blacticulate is all about empowering and upskilling the community. Thanks guys, you're the best. See you soon.